Time now to check back in with Mike Eppel over at the 680 newsroom for the latest in business. And we're talking a lot with trade tensions and, of course, Donald Trump.
Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting week. Good morning, Tammy. We've got the G7 summit in Quebec later on in the week. And despite probably what the host, Justin Trudeau, our prime minister, would like to talk about and what the other leaders are gathered for, it's all going to be about U.S. President Donald Trump and his first visit to Canada and the Trump administration's protectionist maneuvers that have been put into place here over the past week on the trade file with tariffs on aluminum and Canadian steel exports to the U.S. and, of course, the other trade battles that the U.S. has put into place against Mexico and the European Union and China and what have you. So that is going to be the big topic of discussion this week, certainly at the G7. The interesting thing about this is that the markets have really taken all of this in stride, despite the concerns that if you have multiple trade battles involving the world's biggest economy, what does that mean for the global economic growth rate? Some think it'll slow things down. Investors seem to think otherwise. On Friday, we saw the Dow Jones power forward with a gain of close to 200 points. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that the U.S. economy is actually doing pretty well. It's adding jobs, and it has a near, actually, an unemployment rate that has matched the historic low of 3.8%. So the U.S. president might point to that as saying, yeah, see, the policies work. So it's going to be a very interesting debate going on the trade file this week. Also, this week, a spotlight on the Canadian economy with, ironically enough, trade statistics due from Ottawa tomorrow. And then Friday, we'll get the unemployment statistics for the month of May. And the big question is the Canadian economy looking at a growth cycle that warrants higher interest rates? After the Bank of Canada's recent talk that interest rates indeed could be going up this summer if, in fact, the data points to stronger signals. We've got the Apple shares in the spotlight this morning as the company is ready to kick off its Worldwide Developers Conference in California, and investors have to be smiling. Consider that Apple shares price this morning is at a record $191, and that gives the company a market value of $935 billion, the world's most valuable company, and many think it will hit the trillion-dollar mark at some point, maybe as soon as this year. So that's something to watch as well as we send it back from here over to Melanie. Morning, Melanie.
Good morning, Mike. Nice to see you on this side.
You too.
We're doing a little swap-a-roo. All right, thank you so much. We'll talk to you in just a bit. And he was talking